Okay, finding the distance between 2 points. I have these 2 points, -5 and 3, 6 and 2. And so basically that just means I have these 2 points in space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3. And I have another point at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2. Okay? And I want to find this distance between these 2 points. And to find the distance between those 2 points, I have to look in the change in the y's over the change, or not over the change, but and the change in the x's. Okay? So I'm going to take the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and change it a little bit. So that I have c, a, and b, and I'm going to, instead of having numbers for a and b, I got to find numbers for a and b from these points. So in essence, I have to find the difference between this x and this x, and I'm going to change this to a down here and b. So the x's will correlate with the a. Okay? So the difference in the x's, right? So in trying to find the difference in x sub 1 minus x sub 2, and then I have to square that, and then I add that to the differences of the y's. So the difference of y sub 1 minus y sub 2, and I square that, because that's the b's are correlated to the y's, and that equals to the c squared. But what I want is a distance formula. So the distance of c, so what I'll have to do there is take the square root of both sides. And so the square root of c squared is going to equal d. So now I know what d is going to equal. It's going to equal the square root of x sub 1 minus x sub 2 squared plus y sub 1 minus y sub 2 squared. And the x sub 1 and y sub 2, all that matters is that I choose them in correlation to each other. So it's like x sub 1, x sub 2, or y sub 2, x sub 2, sorry about that, x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. And so basically I'm just saying that this is like 0.1 and this is like 0.2. And so from the 0.1 and 2, I got to find the differences between the x's. So it's basically, in this case, it's going to be -5 minus 6, and then I square that, plus 3 minus 2, and then square that. And then I find the square root of that. So now I have -5, -6 is, -5 minus 6 gives me a -11 squared plus 1 squared, all square rooted. So let's start using some different colors here. So that means that d is going to be equal to the square root of 121 plus 1, which is d is equal to the square root of 122. And I'm done. Because this is no longer algebra, low-level algebra. That's what we want. We want good, solid math right there.